Yeah, g'day and welcome to my channel. I'm Squish and today I am reviewing 6 of Ice Yarn's clearance yarns. One thing about Ice Yarns is that with the closeout yarns, as they call them, they don't print the yarn size on the label. As you can see, Ice Yarns just give you the name of the yarn, the amount of yarn and its meterage, and of course what the yarn is made up of. So it's best to look at the photos on the Ice Yarns website to have a look at the true nature of the strand sitting on top of the recommended needle size. Well, that said, let's get into it. This first yarn is called Sail Winter, colourway black, grey, pink, number 65549. It is 50% wool, 50% acrylic, 50 grams, 175 metres, 191 yards. It was $4.42 Australian or $2.99 US for an 8-pack. Now, I would say that this yarn runs between a number 2 and a number 3 weight because the strands, as you can see, go from thick to thin. So 50% wool, it has that woolly feel to it naturally, but it's certainly not scratchy like some wool can be. This is a sample I worked up using a 4mm hook, and once I got past that first row of working into the chain, I quite enjoyed it. However, it is a little thin for my liking, so I'd probably strand it with one of the other colours in the yarn and make a small blanket out of it. So for me, it's not too bad for the price. Okay, the second yarn is called Sail Winter, light green, number 65376. It is 100% acrylic, 100 grams, 200 metres, 218 yards, and is a number 4 weight, or a 10 ply in Australian terms. This yarn does have a slight crunchy feel to it, but I did use it to make both my mile a minute and hexagon blankets using a 6.5mm hook. Again, I quite enjoyed it, but I'm yet to see how it feels after washing. This is my mile a minute strip, and it doesn't feel so crunchy when it's worked up though. So that really surprised me, which is why I used it again in my hexagon blanket. If you were to give this the squish feel test at a store, you'd probably leave it, but I'm happy with it. It was $4.42 Australian or $2.99 US for a 4-pack. The third yarn I have is called Sail Winter, turquoise, lilac, maroon, grey shades, number 64667. This is 37% kid mohair, 35% acrylic, 28% polyamide, 100 grams, 800 metres, 874 yards, and was $5.90 Australian or $3.99 US. I actually like the feel of this yarn and it's squishy. As you can see, there are 3 fuzzy strands, and I'd say it's about a number 3 weight. This one doesn't have that woolly feel like the first one did. It's more of a fluff and fuzz texture. Here's my sample I worked up using a 4.5mm. I rather like the colourway, and it would make a lovely cozy hat and scarf set. Anything snuggly really. So I'm happy with this one. This yarn is called Sail Plain, colourway salmon, number 56762. It is 76% acrylic, 24% polyamide. It's 50 grams, 200 metres, 218 yards. It cost me $4.42 for the packet of 8, or it was $2.99 US. I'd say it's a number 2 weight, and I'll show you what I did with it. I double stranded this yarn and used it on my party cardi for the cuffs and the trim. I used a 6.5mm hook, and I really loved working with this yarn. I had no problems with any untwisting. In fact, that's true for all of the yarns today. It's so soft and squishy, and I really wish I'd bought more than just the 1 packet, but obviously I wasn't to know how much I was going to like it. So I'd recommend this one if you're a fan of the colour. This yarn is called Sail Plain colourway cream, number 65347. It's 100% acrylic, 50 grams, 350 metres, 382 yards, and again was $4.42 Australian or $2.99 US, and that comes in an 8-pack. This is a roving style yarn and is a huge disappointment, and more so because I ended up buying 3 darn packets of it. This is where I really wish I'd looked closely at the photos on the website to show me the true look of the strand. So that was a lesson learned, which is why I gave you the heads up at the very beginning. Don't make my mistake and save your money. Anyway, I had no idea what I could crochet this into, so I decided to put it with a contrasting number 3 weight, and I gave it a go on my knitting machine, and this is the result. So I'm very new to the world of knitting machines, so obviously I was learning as I went along. My stitches are not consistent, and the yarn was really hard to work with, which made it even more frustrating to use. Now, as I said, it did give me some problems, so I really had to keep an eye on the strand as the needles wouldn't pick it up at times because, as you can see, it gets really thin. The texture is somewhat fuzzy, but again, it does have that slight crunchy feel to it. So I just don't know what I'm going to do with this stuff. Anyone got any ideas? Okay, last yarn today is called Sail Eyelash, colourway cream wool, number 65346. It is 15% viscose, 40% wool, 45% polyamide. 50 gram ball, 150 metres, 164 yards, and again it cost $4.42, and they come in a pack of 8. It smells and feels like wool, but again, not scratchy. So this is a sample using a 4.5mm, and it's not too bad. Certainly is fluffy. I don't know that I'd make an item out of this, but I would certainly use it as a trim on a garment or even a blanket. Anyway, that was a glimpse into Ice Yarn's closeout yarns, and I hope it's been even just a little bit helpful in deciding the hits and misses. But in the meantime, I'd really love to hear your thoughts or experiences in the comments section below with any of the clearance yarns from Ice Yarns. Happy hooking, stay safe, and until next time, hooroo!